Bust it. Oh, that shit was already recorded. So quiet.
Take a shot.
What was it?
I'll bring that too.
I thought you had 3.
Now come over here.
Hey, I'm the star, you know what I'm saying?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unfiltered as Fuck podcast, starring Quez, what you want, Patron Poppy, Big Homie KT, and the special guest,
Mr. Wealthy.
Mr. Wealthy, man. What's going on?
Stuart. You need to change the name to
Stuart
Stuart Little.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, Stuart Little. All right, man. So usually we start the podcast off by doing a little useless but interesting topic, but we're going to skip that and we're going to get straight to the subject at hand right now, which is the George Floyd. I don't even really want to quantify it just as a George Floyd. It's like a bigger thing, but he's the one that kicked this whole movement off. Well, it's been going, but he brought more light to it. So RIP to George Floyd. So just going to start with general thoughts, man. Tony, how'd you feel about it when you first saw it?
You know, I'm going to say that I don't think I've ever cried about something to feel that emotional about something that's, I don't even know that person. You know what I mean? But as I watched his funeral, as I watched people talk about him, and, you know, him being such a great man and people that really don't know who he is, and for them to cry, for them to protest, for them to march, every race to come together, I mean, it was, like, powerful, you know. I don't know. How you feel about it, Quest?
Well, what really fucked me up was I could have turned the TV on. That could have been my daddy. Or that could have been my uncle. Or, shit, that could have been me. Hell, one of us.
Oh, yeah.
So, and to actually see it on live TV, like a man get murdered, physically murdered on TV, it fucked me up. And then, like, now that this was one of these things where everybody knew that was wrong. Mm-hmm. Every race, every person, man, female, whatever, everybody knew that shit was wrong. Like, completely. And for the other 3 cops out there, like, that shit just unacceptable. And now you got a light on all these good cops. For us, on the other side, we're thinking everybody's against us when, you know, there's a lot of good cops out there, but this was just, I mean, it wasn't no cause for, like, at all. You got a grown man screaming, begging for his life, and even bigger fact, call for his mom that's been dead for 2 years. That's when he knew his life was over.
Exactly, because it's like she was reaching out to him from heaven saying, come on, son, come home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it was too late at that point.
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, I'm not even going to lie to you. I just watched the entire video today. Because I couldn't watch it. I didn't need to see it to know what was going on and, like, be disgusted. Like, it's kind of like, not to say that you numb to it, but, and you kind of expect it, but the outrage of it, man, I'm proud of it, man. That was just crazy, man. Like, I'm still, like, now I'm just digesting it because I just saw the video today. It's like, it was sad, man. Mm-hmm. Like, just to have them just sitting on this, like, what protocol is that? Like, who teaches that to apprehend a suspect, man? That shit's sad.
But you know what I'm thinking about? Just think about you growing up as a young black male with your parents talking to you and saying, look, anytime you go out the house, you are at risk to either be killed, locked up, or any bad thing can happen to you. And just think about how that has affected black men just throughout their entire life. To be like walking on eggshells at every point.
So for me, I don't know how young I was. I had to be between like the age of 4 and 6. On my birthday, which is always kind of like a sad but joyous occasion, I was back in Mobile, and my uncle, he was set to be released out of prison on this day, but he never made it. He was killed by 2 white police officers, and they found him in the woods like a couple of weeks later. So I always in my head like had that, and it's unfortunate that that's the way I grew up thinking. So like when a lot of people like this, their first time like witnesses like, oh, this type of thing can happen. My whole life I was raised like that's what police do. So I never like really respected police because I thought growing up from that age, police kill people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, especially in Alabama.
Right.
But you know, they kill people out of fear, okay? And I believe that
it's fear of sport, man. I think they're doing this shit for sport at this point, man.
It is, and I'm not going to disagree with you on that. But, you know, you put a white cop in a rough black neighborhood, he's automatically going to be fearful just to be working in that area.
Yeah.
He has no idea and he doesn't know how to relate to the people that are in that community, you know? So there's going to be more, unethical traffic stops because they're, they're wanting us to do something wrong.
Right.
You know?
They're expecting you to do it.
Exactly. I had a family member that was shot dead in Athens.
Man,
Just because he had got into an altercation with another family member, and the police thought that he was pulling something out and shot him dead.
Yeah. But on the positive note, on the side where I look at it too, like I'm very spiritual, so I do believe like, Floyd mission in life was to bring everybody together. At the end of the day,
yes.
like I hate it happen, and it could have been anybody. It could have been anybody sitting in here, but just to see what this man did, shit in 8 hours, that Martin Luther King tried to do 40, 50 years ago. It took one guy to bring somebody white, somebody black, somebody Asian, somebody Mexican, Chinese, all these people together, to get on one accord and to let people know that, like, black people, we matter. Like, I look at it like, who put them in control to even be like, oh, I don't like you because you're black? Shit, I can't control what color I am. Like, and don't get me wrong, coming up in the South, it's a lot of black people that don't like, white people. They don't.
Right.
But
look what they went through.
Right. So, we still fighting to this day about it. But just to see the unity, man, like 70,000 people at a protest. Like
with coronavirus.
With coronavirus, it's crazy.
That's what's blowing.
And everybody's on top of each other. Like he's really bringing the world together, man. Like that picture of that video of his daughter on top of his head. Like,
changed the world.
Yeah, my dad changed the world. Like that's powerful, bro. That's what happened.
But just like Quez says, I'm very spiritual as well. I feel like God is cleansing the world, for one, with this coronavirus. And it's not that he's population control and all that craziness. But I'm talking about the way that we don't respect just Mother Earth in itself. You know what I mean?
I'll explain that. What you mean?
So,
I need
there's overpopulated cities. We're building buildings, pollution, etc. So you got to think about when coronavirus happened. I don't know if you saw that picture that was in L.A. about how the ozone layer was completely like clean.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So even with coronavirus going on right now,
think George Floyd didn't do it.
No, what I'm saying is I think that God stopped coronavirus for a hot second just so that way we can be around each other to be able to protest like that.
Oh, yeah, because that shit.
You see what I'm saying?
Niggas ain't talking about that right now.
We forgot about coronavirus completely.
Yeah, some things, that's coronavirus, you're just a casualty of that. Like,
I told you it'll be a common cold. Give it a few more months. That shit'll be, oh, you got corona, go to the doctor.
Well, I think, man, I don't even know if that's true, but I just know, I think black people anger outweigh their fear of this virus. Like,
oh yeah,
fuck that virus, man.
Right,
like,
absolutely.
I'm out here.
and this shit been going on forever. Like, me and my mom was talking. We go back to like shit, Emmett Till. His mom declared to keep his casket open. Let the world see what happened to my son and who did it. And guess what happened? Nothing. Just another black dude. Shit, beat to death, and he gone. But this one was just. Like, I don't care how much you hate black people. When you sit and watch that tape,
there's no defending it.
Yeah, it's not. And it's wrong. Like, that shit, everybody know that was wrong.
Yeah, because it was murder different than them just using a gun to shoot another black person. You see what I'm saying? Like, he literally had to, I think this shit was premeditated. They used to work together.
Yeah, they worked together. So,
yeah.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, they worked together.
Oh, yeah, I think I did. They said they did a security job. Yeah, I did see that.
So, that's can't investigate it now, but it could have
it could, but you know how some of them viewers like, I work with this black person. I didn't work with George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he probably worked with him, but he just this another big, black.
But I'm proud to see what it's bringing though. Like,
yes, absolutely.
All the lights, just like the Aubrey, the one that got murdered in February.
Yeah,
dude, these people got away with murder for 5 months. Free until the tape leaked. They was free.
And did you hear why the tape even leaked? The dude thought he was gonna resolve them, absolve them of the actual murder. Like, oh yeah, this evidence is gonna help them out. Like they really believe these things like in their head. It's a mental problem, man.
But you gotta think about it. They've been getting away with this shit for so long. It's like,
true.
Hey, I can kill this person now. Like it's just no cause for that shit. But this is about to be a touchy subject right quick for black men. Not gonna say women, but men. Dude, if y'all out, you get pulled over. Fuck all that. I know my rights. I do this. I shut the fuck up. Get them what they ask for. Don't move, and you take your ass home.
Man, but it's a shame that we have to live like that.
It is,
man.
but guess what? That shit is never gonna change. That shit
Yeah,
is
I mean,
never,
I agree.
Because I ain't gonna lie. At the end of the day, whenever I have a family, my job is to go do what I need to do and bring my ass back home. Like all that extra shit, because at any given time, a police can pop your ass and it's over with.
Yeah.
And you done. So like, I get it. Yeah, know your rights. I get it. But where we are now, that shit is not allowed for us to say that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's
It's just not.
And you know, like, and I hate to just say like white kids or white people. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like at that point I'm somewhat being racist at the same time. You know, but when they get pulled over, they going home.
Yeah, they get the benefit of the doubt.
You know what I'm saying? They're going home. Just think about what those kids in Atlanta, when them cops let the white kids go in the car because of the curfew, but then the next car was the black kids, and the way they pulled those kids out of that car. You see what I'm saying? Like
crazy.
So I got a question for y'all. So when we speak on police, are we just generalizing police, or are we just talking about white police?
I say,
well, I'm gonna say this because if you look at the shit that happened in Atlanta, it was actually
right, exactly.
Yeah,
That's why
it was all black cops.
You know why? They're scared to touch white kids. Like,
yes,
exactly.
They are scared.
They ass to be fried.
Yeah, they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
They're scared.
But still, with them, the black cops, that shit was wrong.
Yeah, absolutely wrong.
Those kids were going to get food and going back to school. Mm-hmm. They jump out, they tase the dude. He had a fucking seizure.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do all that? Because that's just like, all right, you got to be home at 9 o'clock. And your mama come to wherever you at and just start whipping your ass. You like, mama, look. I was on my way home like, damn. Like,
nah,
dude,
you ain't going to say that. You going to cry your ass all the way back to the house.
But, dude, they flat. You saw they flat all the tires on the car, busted their windows
as
out.
if they were going to escape.
Escape, like, for real. Man, Quiz, your battery going
No,
dead.
hit that. Take the shit out. Just cancel it. Don't let it close out.
All right, don't do that.
But like, dude, and you know, that's why I'm saying, like, it's not even a white cop, black cop thing.
Exactly.
That shit is like,
police are underqualified for their jobs.
yeah.
And like
I
you
don't
said,
know if they ain't making enough money or what, but they gotta fucking calm down.
Man, I think it's the training, man. They do it. Don't to be a police officer. You got to know when you put on that badge and that vest in the morning that there's a good possibility that you're not gonna come back. That's what you signed up for. That's what the job entails. You're supposed to display a level of courage above the normal citizen. I don't think that's what it is. It's some people that had an in-the-road job like, oh, I'm fit, I can go take this police exam. But you don't display the courage that it takes to be a police officer. You're not supposed to fear because you see a knife or you see these college kids. Like,
But you know your gun is the last thing you're supposed to pull.
Exactly. Lethal force.
But these motherfuckers pulling that shit first, nigga. I'm talking about straight up. Like, but you know the crazy thing? Dude, they killed George Floyd with no weapon at all.
But did you see his face while he was doing it?
No, he wanted to do that shit.
Yeah, that was display of force. Like, I'm a man and I'm
do that shit.
yeah,
That
and I'm
was-
showing you my dominance over
And
you.
them three clowns with him, they was like, man, everybody was already in on that shit. Because even if you go back and watch the video, I want y'all to watch it. The ambulance pulled up, right?
Yeah.
That was nobody from EMS. Those were two other cops. Watch it. They hopped out that bitch, touched his neck, and let him
Walked
go.
off.
Yeah. And guess what? The other cop, knee still on this man's neck. This man dead.
And you know it's really bad when a white woman approaches a white cop and says, I'm going to train whatever she is to be able to see if he's okay. And he didn't even let her do anything at all.
They wanted to kill him.
Yeah, he definitely wanted to kill him. He wanted to display his dominance, and he wanted everyone to see him do that. He showed no remorse, no concern. Like, you wasn't upholding the law at that point.
Dude, that shit was sad. That shit was just right outside. Like,
And
sad.
correct me if I'm wrong, his wife was Asian.
Yeah, his fiance, yeah.
Yeah. So you got to think about it. That's not just a hatred for other races. It's just a hatred towards black people that he may have had, which is horrible.
But you know the dude that killed him, he done killed like 7 other people.
Yeah, because he got a lot of complaints against him, right?
So now they looking into all that. But this right here is just changing. Man, they looking at everything, dude. Even all these people that's been getting these unfair sentences in prison.
Yeah.
Dude, they going back looking at all these people cases now. Because, like, they said a lot of people went to court and got, like, I seen like crazy shit lately, man. Like a dude got like 50 years for a robbery of $20. Like, dude, come on.
Yeah, because like it's the system that's broken. It's not just the people that are behind the badges, because the system is allowing them to feel confident enough to just do what the fuck they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, all right, one thing I wanted to go into is the timing of the murder and the impact of the coronavirus on it. Like, do you think the quarantine heightened the awareness of the systematic issue? Because, all right, you look at it, people been in the house. There's nothing else going on in the world to take your focus away from what the fuck is going on. Right now, there's no football games being played. There's no basketball games being played where you just go out there and like, hey, we do a 5-minute tribute, whatever, go on. There's nothing else for us to pay attention to at this point.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. Because we've been locked up for a long time.
Right.
Like, seriously.
Hell, you ain't been locked up. You've been in the streets.
I've been a little lit. But yeah, for real, man. Hey, man, look, too, this wine is hot as fuck.
Yeah, it did get a little warm.
I'm going to send you an invoice for the AC.
Like your power bill.
Hey, you know I'm going to send you an invoice.
But yeah, man, so like, this, like now, dude, we won't hear from Corona for a while now. Like, this George Floyd, this is far from being over.
No, it's not. It's they just getting started. They just cranking up, man.
This is about to be a eye-opener for everybody, like all races, and especially for the kids. I feel like that's coming up now. Like, they're going to, like, just...
This history book.
This is definitely going to be a history book. Oh, absolutely.
Man. Kids going to look at, 2020, that sounds like a cool year. No, sit back and listen, kids.
Right.
It's about to get fucking real.
Was a person.
I think this year is going to be all about just learning, dog. Like,
absolutely, man.
Because you got to think about, I talk to my grandmother every day, and she was in the civil rights movement, like, in Montgomery, Alabama. Dude, we living this shit all over again. The cycle of life, that shit is back. Like,
absolutely.
We had a black president, got his ass out of there. Now we got a fool. And
the devil.
Yeah, and this shit just going crazy.
You know, he been tear gassing people outside the White House when he has to leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
His ass ain't been
fuck does shit like
and
that?
His ass ain't been at that damn White House this whole fucking term. Right. But now that he know that's what these protesters at, he want to come out there just to fuck with folks.
I probably take that ass too if I'm trying to walk outside.
And you know the sad thing is, people pick professions like FBI, police officers, and they really feel passionate about those jobs.
Right.
I got a homeboy that's in the FBI right now. He's having to do this shit because he's being told to do it. He don't want to do the shit.
And that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of them out there now are just being forced to do shit.
They are, bro.
You know, but like again, we'll go back to this George Floyd shit. That shit was just wrong, dog. Like,
yeah,
and it's crazy because everybody that was out there recording the shit, they were scared because, hey, if I go and knock this man off of him,
and I was just about to talk about that.
Because if I would have been there, that would have been a black man that I didn't know, or a black man I do know, or a relative, whatever it is, I would have made some force to go get that cop off of him.
They would have shot you quick.
Look,
they definitely would have.
I'm going to tell you this, though. The reason I say that shit is because at the end of the day, man, if you could save a life, because you would have been a hero at the end of the day, not even trying to be on a hero shit, but right is right, wrong is wrong.
Right.
Even if I could have made some commotion to make them get off of him, like you could have did, and you could have started shooting a gun in the air, man, and fucking they would have got up. Again, yeah, they probably killed you. Definitely. But at the same time, they sitting there actually murdering a man on live TV. Like,
I feel like they had a strength in numbers and they didn't know how to use it.
No, it was only
It was more people out there around.
Oh, they could have
like basically.
It would have been a riot.
Yeah,
if they would
definitely.
But see, shit like that in Minnesota, that shit wouldn't happen. If you replay the tape 2 weeks ago and bring that shit to Houston.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Minnesota, they've been standing. They've been standing on their square, boy.
Yeah, they have now that a man is dead. But 2 weeks ago, rewind that shit.
Yeah, they didn't show that courage
and bring that shit to Houston. Put that shit in 3rd Ward, 5th Ward. Put that shit out there and see what happened.
But
you got 4 or 5 cops out there and they killing a man in front of somebody.
I'm proud of Houston in the way that we protested.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Peacefully and biggest shit, probably one of the biggest ones in the nation.
No, this is the biggest protest in history.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, it was 70,000.
That's more. That ain't more than a Million Man March.
No, not a Million Man March, but I'm saying as far as they didn't tear like the whole time, but they tore shit up. But during that time or the other protests when they had the big one, 70,000.
Yeah.
that shit was it brought everybody together. And that's what it's all about. It's not about fucking knocking windows out, going to these white-owned businesses, tearing up shit that you gonna need eventually. That's not what it's about.
Yeah, but see, a lot of that shit is planned. Just like when they was dropping bricks off around the city, so people would fucking start tearing up the city.
I'm out of fucking wine. Hey, that shit was crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
They were dropping pallets of bricks.
Pallets of bricks, man.
And you know what's behind it? Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump and all these businesses that's been taking losses from this coronavirus. They trying to get these. Even though my building wasn't occupied for 2 months, shit, these protesters is the one that took me out of the business. They took all my inventory, like.
And look who's starting all the damage. The little white skateboarders.
Right.
But they're going to blame it on us, though. We're going to take that.
Yeah, I've been seeing all type of crazy videos where people are following police officers are actually helping doing some of this shit, man.
Yeah, I seen that shit on Instagram.
Yeah, so.
But again, for all my people watching right now, and you're going to hear this later, we're not against cops, because I'm going to tell you at the end of the day, somebody breaking your shit, do some shit. The first thing you're doing is calling 911. But also on the flip side of that, it's a lot of those out there that are bad. It's a lot of bad cops out there, and they're just going to continue to be, But I hate to see it get to a situation where every black man got to have a pistol and got to pull his shit when he get pulled over, or have his shit close by, or, it's just, because after a while it's going to it's going to be a war. Like, I get pulled over, now I got to do this. And that shit, it's a lot of good cops, and I think a lot of good cops are going to get, like, just this bad rep off of, I see a lot of cops just be around, they be at the clubs and all that shit. Now, if it gets to that point, man, it's gonna be a whole nother level of, I would say, like crime, like petty crimes and shit. Now,
man, I feel what you're saying, but man, at the same time, man, these good police, they're still standing behind this blue wall of silence. So if you wanna, like, I seen this Chris Rock meme where they were like, all cops aren't bad, but in some professions, you're not allowed to have some bad cops. It's like American Airlines, they can say, oh yeah, some of my pilots like to land. No, you don't have that option. You have a civic duty to call out your counterparts. But these good cops, like, I do believe they exist, but they're not doing their duty of calling out these people because of that blue wall of silence. They'll get isolated in their profession. Oh, you snitched on me, you a snitch, you one of them.
That's what I felt like the Asian cop felt like during the time. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, right.
He was scared.
The pressure was on him.
Yeah, exactly.
The pressure was on him from the time that shit popped off. The pressure was on him. And he had to sit there and tell everybody to back up. I would have knocked his ass out because he was too little anyway. He wasn't going to do shit. He was already scared.
I could have knocked him out.
No, I don't know about that. But he was, dude, you could tell, you could look at him. He had his hands in his pocket the whole time. He was just fucking looking timid and shit. Like, if somebody would have checked him, like, again, like I say, if that should have been in Houston, that should have been in Atlanta, some shit like what some real niggas at, oh, that shit would have turned all the way up.
Yeah.
But you had a few, niggas out there probably had warrants and all type of shit. They ain't trying to get no shit. But they go record it and, but somebody could have did something, I still believe. Even if a cop would have been like, hey, man, all right, we got him down, all right. Like, he started fucking, shit was coming out his mouth, and man, like, bro, that shit is painful, and the only thing that really, really hurt me, his daughter gonna see and hear that shit forever,
for the rest of her life.
That's bro. You do not want your kid to see you get murdered, physically murdered, and then now she gonna hear this shit forever.
All right, so let me ask you this. All right, so we spoke on it a little bit about the riots and the protests. It seems like we're divided on that. Like, how do you feel about it? Like, or do you feel they're effective, or are you against it?
Oh, definitely with it.
Right.
Yeah, it's very effective.
I'm with it.
But my thing too is, like, bro, the shit that we are tearing up, the shit we going crazy over, like just destroying shit, bro, we hurt. We tired of this shit. Like,
big facts.
You got to think about, bro, we go out and work hard every day, and then as soon as I get in my car, I'm a nigga. You know
it
what
don't
I'm saying?
matter what your profession
I put a suit on every day, nigga. I take care of people every day. Soon as I clock out, well, I don't clock out, but as soon as I leave and lock the door, I'm a nigga.
You a nigga.
And that's the shit that really hurt me. Like, and like, I don't have kids yet, but to bring a child in the world that gonna be black,
it's
like,
dangerous, man.
What the fuck do I tell them? do I tell my child, hey, when you get 16, you start driving, you gonna have a nice car, you gonna get harassed, you gonna get pulled over, you stole it, you liable to get beat to death. Like, what the fuck?
I saw a video of a man kneeling on his son's neck to show him how to stay alive.
How to stay
in
alive.
that position.
That
like, bruh, like that's real fucking life. Because you somebody looking at that's not aware, they be like, oh man, you been extra, but no, that's fucking real.
Your child
I really got to show my child how to stay alive when a grown ass man have all this pressure on his neck. That shit's crazy, and that's real.
And it's even crazier how people think the shit is a joke. And then they post.
Oh yeah, like that George Floyd. What was that shit?
You talking about the 2 white chicks?
Yeah, but everybody had started doing that shit. They were doing like the George Floyd like prank or some shit.
Yeah.
But they did a protest. Like, I ain't gonna lie, right now, the black as a race, this shit is so strong right now. Like, they taking over a lot of shit being brought to the light now. And I think that, again, George Floyd just put like an end to this shit. Now, not saying people still gonna be racist. Yeah, they are.
Absolutely.
But I feel like we gonna be more like as a unit. Like, everybody's gonna come together at some point and just be like, you know what? Like, damn.
The unit is getting out there to vote.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's something that has not been talked about as much as it needs to.
Council on it. Let that shit ride.
But having the right to vote and not exercising it is all the way backwards to me.
Oh yeah.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, they tomorrow's voting as well.
So my take on it is, I mean, I'm not gonna necessarily say I support the violence and everything these riders doing, but people who ain't out there with them on the front line need to shut the fuck up. I mean, these kids, what they do know is from the 60s on to now, yeah, voting, you can do that, but they know that we're still in this position, so that shit hadn't worked. So what they're doing right now seems like they're getting some results. Leave these fucking kids alone. We don't know where this shit gonna end. It might not work. It might will. Shut the fuck up. We know what hasn't worked.
Yeah, that's true. I just, don't be out just doing crazy shit, but
man, these kids fed up, bro.
I mean, they are, but you got to think about this though. Like, all these black kids coming up, and this goes for everybody. The only thing a black person is good for right now is a motherfucking athlete.
Big facts.
If everybody took a stand, LeBron James said tomorrow when the NBA started back, I'm not playing. And ain't nobody black is playing for 6 months.
That's why I respect Cap.
You know what the fuck gonna happen?
That right there is...
Oh, and guess what? Till this day right now, he still got a voice out there like right now. Mm-hmm. That man ain't got to hike another fucking football.
Not
because
one.
He took a stand on some shit that he believed in. And that's what it's all about. But people say they believe in this, believe in that, and then back down when they see, okay, all the odds are against me now, fuck it.
He didn't give a fuck, man.
Not at all.
And the courageous part about the whole Cap situation is people are forgetting the media made him be the voice for the black people. He was just chilling on the fucking sideline, and a reporter like, why you doing this? Why you sitting down? And so for him to, in that snap of the moment, like, all right, well, y'all done made me this person. He could have backed down from it, but he was like,
could have said, bitch, I'm tired.
Yeah, but he just like, all right, I don't agree with this. So reporter like, what you gonna do? He had this wasn't no plan. Like, they put this right in front of him. He was like, well, I can protest. So he met with the soldier, and the soldier was like, hey, if you're gonna protest, don't sit down. You take a knee. And so that's what really gets me when everybody say, oh, he kneeling, he disrespecting the flag. He was just chilling. A military personnel told him to kneel to show respect to the flag. Mm-hmm. So, like, for Cap to do that and, like, to be put on that main stage, that wasn't his intent. He was just chilling on the fucking sideline.
But he's still riding that shit to this day?
He riding it to this fucking day, man,
right
by himself. He calling out everybody that's against him, man.
Mm-hmm. I respect it.
Yep. So... But yeah, man, shout out to Cap, man. And these protesters, man, they making people do stuff like the NFL, man. Like, they had a whole collusion case against them with Cap, and they retweeted the video that the NFL players called them out on, man. Like, these people, these riders, man, they making stuff happen, man. Mm-hmm. You got all these companies out here making these statements. They taking down these Confederate monuments that been up there ever since from the beginning, man. Like, they making stuff happen, man. I don't care what you say. I ain't gonna say I support the violence and everything, but I'm willing to